Good evening. My name is Alan Pruett, and I'm a candidate for the CGSC board. I've been asked to speak on several topics. First, my personal resume. For those of you who have been in Miami for a while, you may be interested to know I first learned to sail at Castle Harbor Sailing School, which at the time was located at Dinner Key Marina. I'm proud to say I learned to sail on a classic ensign and have loved those boats ever since. Janice and I purchased our own boat in 2003 when we joined the club and brought Effortless, our 1971 Choi Lee Ketch, to the mooring field. Shortly after that, we became involved in the Cruising and Rendezvous Committee and planned many activities as part of that group, including a rendezvous at Nippers in Abaco, an adventure rendezvous circumnavigating the Florida Keys, and 2 rendezvous in Bimini. In 2008, I became Rear Commodore, and along with Janice planned what I think was a great family-oriented annual rendezvous at Elliott Key in 2009. As Vice Commodore and then Commodore, I was involved in the planning for the replacement of the main dock and preliminary planning for the replacement of the antiquated club moorings. The main accomplishments of my time in leadership were the restructuring of the club fees and dues to accommodate the reorganization of our moorings operation and securing the 15-year lease under which we're now operating. Recent volunteer service. Over the past 4 years, my service has been focused on future development. During this time, I led the effort to hire an engineering firm to prepare the first ever resiliency plan for CGSC, which will address our needs to respond to sea level rise. Priority issues. I think CGSC is at a critical point due to the pandemic and our previous success. Following 2 years of virtually no organized activities and limited operations, we find ourselves overwhelmed with demand from new members and expanded programs. Also, I believe we've largely become disconnected from one another and from club leadership. In response, I think we should hold several informal town hall meetings to get the membership to interact with one another again and to discuss the significant issues the club faces in the coming years. Our members often have great ideas and we should take advantage of their creativity. This rapid and large growth, we're now at about 1,500 members, has stretched our capabilities to meet the operational and programmatic needs of the club like never before. It's critical that we determine whether we can sustain such a level, and if so, what improvements to facilities, operations, and management will we need to support them. The outcome of this analysis will likely become an important feature of our lease negotiations. The second major issue, of course, we face is the lease renewal itself. The current and final lease extension will expire in 2026. I'm keenly interested in helping with lease negotiations and terms in the coming years. Key special talents. I'm an architect and urban planner. I've led building design projects and master planning projects for small and large institutions. In that work, I have led groups of people through the process to create successful long-range plans. I employed those skills throughout my time in leadership at CGSC and will bring that expertise to our lease renewal efforts going forward. In addition to my experience with CGSC, I have served on City of Miami boards, including the Waterfront Advisory Board. I also served on the Coconut Grove Village Council. Those experiences have helped me understand the political and community factors that will affect our club going forward. Thanks very much for your time. I look forward to speaking with you in person and answering any questions you may have. Good evening.
Hi, my name is Prisca and I've been a member of Coconut Grove Sailing Club since 2016 when we signed up for the youth sailing or the learning to sail for our 2 kids as a family. The kids are still sailing today. Actually, my daughter just finished Optis and ended up being part of the national team USA and is today the North American Female Champion, a title that she got representing USA at the North American Optimist Championship in Mexico last year. As a family, we actually enjoy very much sailing on the Biscayne Bay. I love to say that we have 3 sailing boats, out of which we can only sail 1, well, at least us the adults, which is a Jeanneau 34 that we don't unfortunately have at Coconut Grove, but at Dinner Key. So we enjoy as a family going out as often as possible when the kids are not on their sailing boats, the 2 little Optis. So in terms of volunteering, I have been very much active since the first day. 2016, I started as a co-chair of the youth sailing program, became the chair years after that, hold that position for a few years. I've always volunteered at the club. I was part of and actually chaired 2 Halloween Haulers, which is the youth sailing regatta once a year and end of October. It is our one of our most important fundraisers. So a lot of money supporting our program comes from there. I also chaired twice the Flip Flop Fete, always a good party, where it's our annual fundraiser for the youth sailing as well. Very active in that. I've participated in numerous work days, just to be part of really giving as much as possible to keep our beloved club clean, nice, and a new lift every year. It's always a good time. So 3 years I've been part of the board of directors, and 2 of those years have been through the pandemic, where we all directors kept on meeting, just to ensure that there is safety and continuity in our club, especially for our members, but also specifically for our employees. As you all know, wasn't an easy time, but we kept on meeting and making sure that almost every 2 weeks, actually, we met just to see how things are changing and to see how we can readjust. In terms of important improvements that needs to exist at Coconut Grove, I'm not sure it is an improvement in itself, but it's definitely part that we should keep doing, and I think more. So yes, it is an improvement. It's just listening to our members, their concerns, their point of views, listening to their feedback. So, in case I'm reelected, please feel free to reach out to me or just approach me. If you see me on Coconut Grove Sailing Club's ground, just walk up to me, and I'm always happy to have a chat and see what we can do better together, because at the end, we're working for you, and we're working together to keep this club as good as possible and as beautiful as it is. So any feedback is good feedback. One of the key issues that I see or things that come up is definitely the lease with the city. We have limited of time, so I hope this would be able to be resolved. It's an ongoing thing, but I hope this we keep on working on it. We have a great team in place, and we're gonna go on and keeping that beautiful place to enjoy for all of us and generations to come. Thank you.
Hi, my name is William Sancho, and I've been a member of the Coconut Grove Sailing Club for nearly 15 years, on and off. I was more heavily involved probably 10 years ago when my children both went through the kids' summer camp. They did that for 2 years, and that was fantastic at that time. I've been sailing for quite some time. My wife and I have been chartering sailboats. I got my bareboat license probably 7, 8 years ago, and we've been chartering all over the place for years. And COVID sort of changed a lot of things. We came back to the club, became more serious, purchased a boat. We're on the mooring there, and we have never been happier. The club has been a savior for us in terms of activities and sort of a newfound love. In terms of our being involved with the club over the last 3 years, back when the kids were, at the club and during the summer camps, we got involved. We did the Clarington Island several times. We did some work weekends as well. Recently, we've done the Clarington Island. We just did it this past week, was it? Maybe past weekend. We did a recent work weekend as well, and we also recently did the Miami Key Largo Regatta. We did the Boca Chica Regatta. So we've been heavily involved in the club. Very active. We're there all the time, and we're shamelessly in love with the club, and and everything about it. So we're very happy to be there. So what improvements or changes do I see happening in the club, and how can my experience and skills help? So, I think, in my mind, the youth program is really what separates us from the pack, right? I don't think anyone has as strong a youth program as we do, and I think that's what sort of centers us and in terms of the city and Miami and where we are. What I look forward to assisting the most in is in the adult program. I feel that the adult program, um, could use some help because I'm on the mooring ball. I see the lack of usage in other sailors. I mean, we see very few boats, sort of like the same folks always sailing, and so a lot of sailboats out there, not a lot of people sailing. I love to change that. And then on the other side, there are a ton of members who would love to be sailing, but don't have the skills. So I think there's a disconnect there. I'd love to help with that. In fact, I'm getting my Coast Guard 6-pack. I'm already U.S. sailing certified, and one of my goals is to bring a bareboat captain course to the club, teach it myself on the weekends, and maybe train someone to do it, and bring that, sort of bring that back to life. I'd love to do that. I understand that they used to do that in the past, but I'd love to make that happen now. In terms of what special talents do I bring to the table, so I'm the administrator of a global law firm here in Miami. Whiting Case is where I work. It's like I said, it's a global law firm, and I think a lot of my administrative skills will be useful. I've been on many boards in the past. I was on the Americans for Immigrant Justice board for many years, United Way's board. I've been on my homeowners association board. So as an administrator and being on several boards, I kind of understand how boards work in terms of teamwork, in terms of getting things done, and looking at the issues that are facing the club in the very near future in terms of our leasing issues and what have you. I have a lot of experience in that area, leasing experience. I have experience in terms of working with the city, the politics of all that. Our firm actually has been involved in the past, assisting the club many years ago with the same issue, with the leasing issue. I think that's critical. I know I can help in that area, and that's myself and my firm might be able to help in that area. So anyway, I look forward to being on the board if it's possible. I know there's some super qualified folks, and good luck to everyone. But I would certainly be privileged and honored to serve on the board. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Bud Price. I'm running for a position on the board of directors. My history with the club is I've been around for about 30 years. In all those years, I've been on some sort of a committee or another. I was started out entertainment chairman. I was on the budget committee, the property committee, future development committee, adult sailing co-chair, and most recently I've been the strip storage chairman, responsible for administrating the policies on the storage strip. I served on the board of directors, and I was Commodore in the past. I founded the Flying Scot sponsorship program about 15 years ago with 2 boats. It's grown to 7 boats, and it's provided a path for members to get into a boat and on the bay at a very, very low cost. And it's all been self-financed. It's been no expense to the club. I've also brought to the club Wednesday night racing and Saturday morning clinics. These programs are designed to introduce people to the sport of sailboat racing, and then to hone their skills so they can become competent racers and enjoy the sport. I've been a member of U.S. Sailing for about 25 years. I'm certified in level 1 sailboat instructing, cruising keelboat instruction, and powerboat instruction. I'm also an instructor trainer for level 1 sailing. I'm also certified through ASA for keelboat 101 through 104. My business experience, I think, will help the club. I have owned my own business and run major corporations. I also managed a charter company for a while that rented boats and did powerboat and motorboat instruction. I think our biggest problems going forward are going to be managing our membership level and finding a way to expand our footprint. I think some other things that we can do better is to find a better, more consistent way over the years to manage our employees using employee motivation and training, and try to get a better long-range plan on how to develop our employees using organizational structures and job descriptions, that sort of thing. I appreciate your vote. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Bernstein, and I'm honored to run for the Coconut Grove Sailing Club Board. I've been sailing since I was a small child, both cruising and racing. Now I own a boat on the mooring field, 34 Hunter, named the Ivory Gull. It's very dear to me, as I sailed it with my dad for more than 30 years. He was a longtime member here, but we lost him in January and I took the boat over. I've been active with the club since I moved to Miami in 2011. I've been on the board for the past 3 years, where I helped steer the club through the financial and social straits of the pandemic. I'm a member of the mooring field and the membership committees, and I've participated in many work weekends. I've also raced Flying Scots here, as well as the BBYRA races. I've sent my nephew to camp at the club, and I've participated in many social events. I've got numerous friends here. In short, I know and love all parts of this club, and I've worked very hard to ensure that it stays strong. In my day job, I'm a reporter at the Wall Street Journal, where I write a column about social psychology. I'm also writing a book. Previously, I was an investigative reporter, and I wrote a column on philanthropy at the paper. I believe the club faces some significant challenges at this time, and I believe continuity of leadership is very important. That's why I'm running. I'd like to help fix problems related to growing membership, such as parking and boat storage issues and restaurant service times. But I think there's much bigger problems that we must solve if we're going to survive and stay strong. We need a long-term lease. That's our number one issue. We also need a plan for sustainability as sea levels rise. I've been working on these issues as a board member, and I'm eager to continue. And I do have special skills I bring to the table. As a board member, I understand the challenges and where we are at solving them. And as a reporter at the Wall Street Journal, I'm adept at research, I understand financial reports, and I can cut through BS. I know how to fundraise, and I have excellent press contacts, and I can bring these to bear when we need to sway public opinion. I know how to communicate with people too, and I get along with everyone, and I think that's important as a board member and a member anywhere. And last but not least, I excel at making a cocktail on a swaying, healing sailboat. So I invite you all out on the Gull. I'd love to meet you if I haven't met you. If you're my friends, I can't wait to give you a hug, and I hope that you all vote for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Stacey Morris, and I've had the pleasure of working with many of you over the years. And if I haven't met you, I hope that after you hear these remarks, you feel like you've gotten to know me a little bit better. So I started my sailing experience as a youth. I'm from California and sailed to Catalina on the weekends with my family. I'm a graduate of UCLA. I sailed a little bit in college as recreationally, and then went to graduate school at Penn State, and from Penn State came to Miami to work for Baptist Hospital. And it was there and the colleagues who introduced me to Coconut Grove Sailing Club. So I've been with that organization for 31 years now and have had experience in operations, budget management, strategic planning, et cetera, in different operational areas. So I bring that to the club. But from a sailing standpoint, my son, both of my kids went through the sailing camp. That's how they started. My son joined the team and progressed through red, white, and blue and sailed at nationals. And most recently, I've taken an more active role in the race committee. I've been very involved, donated hundreds of hours towards that fun over the weekends over the last couple of years, and learning the variety of roles and the importance of race management, which leads you to lifelong learning, which is what sailing is all about. And then most recently, I've been trying to get out on Wednesday nights with the Flying Scots. I'm very competitive and I really enjoy that, and taking the course to learn how to sail and sunfish. And again, achieved my keelboat certification with Richard during COVID. So As far as volunteer for the club, I've been active in many different aspects, including the work days and volunteering to, for the booth for the Coconut Grove Arts Festival, and a number of the fundraisers and Clarendon Island cleanup this past weekend. So I'm an active person, and it is our club and it's my home. So we want to keep it that way, and it's a great place. It's a great gem. And so how do we continue to move forward? So with that, the opportunities I see is to collaborate a little bit more around the pillars of the functions of the club operationally, and to elevate our status within the community, so that as we approach this upcoming term of renewal for the mooring field, we're positioned well. I think that is the priority of the board at this point, is kind of crafting what that will look like, so that we're extremely prepared for that conversation with the commissioners. So those are my priorities. I have board experience. I've served on other boards in Miami. I'm a former chair of Leadership Miami. And, as issues come up like the dredging or the mooring or the sea level rise, you can guarantee that I will be an engaged, committed board member, with keeping the best interest of the sport and education and the facility in mind. Thank you. I ask for your vote. I hope I will get your support. Thank you.